with Rico and Kayla is about to go live online. Catch All Out monster hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun, an exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out hosts, Rico Robles and Kayla Rivera. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Music better. I think the background music should be fitting to be the surprise artist that's joining the interview today. Right, Kayla? Right,
Yes, that makes sense.
All right.
Let's do that.
Oh my goodness, when it comes to sorry, I'm just on my screen right now trying to get the songs in. New movie out, horror movie. In the middle of the Christmas season. So this is something that's rare and that's done in such a weird form, but hey, we look forward to this. This is her first role as a mother. Thank you, Kayla, for pointing that out. Ladies and gentlemen, second time on the show, but this time around she is coming from Paris. Yeah, Paris, France, along with her very dashing, beautiful husband of a man. Ladies and gentlemen, give up the Crawfords. Hey,
welcome.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
How are you guys doing? What's up? What's up?
We're doing great. We're actually, we're here in Paris right now. We'll be leaving in a few days to go back home.
Spend Christmas in the Philippines.
And see where everything else takes us. But yeah, we're super blessed. As you can see, there's Play-Doh behind us.
There's Play-Doh everywhere.
There's Play-Doh everywhere. There's toys and games. But we're just living the blessed life right now with our son and our family over here in another country, and it's just an amazing experience. It ain't all that easy, but it's an excellent
It's not
experience.
as glamorous as it looks.
No, it's what you see on Instagram is once in a while, because it's once in a while like that. Most of the time it's chaotic.
We take photos for like days and then it's different the rest of the trip.
It's gone.
It's the weather, it's the lamig, no? It's like us Pinoys being there abroad. It's like, wow, ibang klase, no?
It's lumalabas yung katamaran natin pag nandito sa ibang bansa.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so hard to do anything. The cold is so paralyzing.
I'm sure. But I mean, how long have you guys been in Paris? Billy, you just won the competition. So of course, congratulations. But how long have you been in Paris for?
Since August 24. So August, September, October, November. It's going on 3 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. And I mean, I guess I know it was a really long journey, but how was the journey on the show? Like, I'm sure there was so many challenges along the way, but how was the journey?
I'm still taking meds, and I'm still recovering.
He's still recovering physically.
Because quite frankly, I did not expect it to be this physical.
It really took a toll on his body and his health.
Like
even his teeth gave up.
Yeah, I tore my groin. I sprained my calf. I had a lumbago, which is an elongation of my left back. It was maybe she's been bugging me to work out for the past 5 years now, to be honest. And like, you should really take care of yourself. You're not, not getting younger. You never know what's gonna happen. I'm like, yeah, I got time. It's all good,
I'm so fit already.
I'm all right. I lost the weight. I went on keto diet and all that stuff. I'm strong. I'm good. I got here the first day I was dead. I was literally dead. Like,
it's one of those times when I really enjoyed saying "I told you so."
Billy, it's father time, literally. No, it's really father time right there.
Yep.
I mean, because you always knew through the years you were that energy of a dancer. Even in France, you had your own show in France that was about dancing. That was about choreographing and all. Am I right?
Actually, There was a few shows that I did like that here, but it was just pretty much to teach my choreography to aspiring artists here. But that was like 20 years ago. But I actually had a show in the Philippines called Move. That was like
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a 13-week show where we had to find dancers to dance with me on a concert. But it's quite frankly, I think Coleen was a witness to that. I've never ever danced this hard in my life.
And he's never been in a competition prior to this. He had never been.
Iba yun eh, no? Yung every week may laban, may elimination, merong voting process.
Every Friday was doomsday for me for the past 10 weeks because Friday we'd normally do the show, and then normally Saturdays and Sundays we'd go straight to rehearsal. The first 3 weeks I'm like, it's okay. I guess get the choreography within 5 days. It'll be okay. But
he was so used to like the ASAP mentality of like, you know what?
On the spot, on the day, the next day.
Yeah.
The next day after. But I was absolutely wrong.
It's different. The discipline is different.
Dance sport is a complete different ball game, and I've danced all types of dances in my life, but never ever dance sport. And when they say dance sport, it's a sport. Don't let anybody fool you.
They compete for that.
These professional dancers that we were dancing with compete in
like
all levels
countries.
In the rest of the world. I mean, there's this young kid, Pierre. He's 26 years old. He was actually the one that ended up being in the finals with me with another artist. But I was talking to him, so how long have you been dancing dance sport? He was like, only 19 years. I'm like, 19 years?
Wow.
Yeah, so they started like 6-7 years old, and they nonstop training, nonstop competition. So it makes us, the professional performers, look like orphanage. They make us look like we're useless, to be honest with you. So the trainings would be 8 hours to 10 hours a day from Saturday to Friday. Every day. Like I hardly got time to spend even with my family, with Colleen and with the mom. Every time I'd come in, he'd like be knocked out, or he'd be like in his way sleeping. Colleen would take care of the baby 24/7, and it was a challenging task for the family, but it's kind of hard to balance, like, where would you put your mind and where would you put your heart into the competition. In the competition, you have to put everything in there, your heart, your mind, and everything. But I learned, thank God, I learned how to kind of differentiate or separate mental state. So like my mind would be at work, but every time I would tell her, like, my heart would always want to be home. I'd always, because my home is where my family is, so I'm always trying to rush to get back home. So it was those type of challenges where I really didn't expect it, but hey, it worked out to the best of it. Yeah.
It's just, the amazing feeling that you guys have been such a solid unit, as a family, and you guys go through this. But this is just the icing on the cake of a beautiful journey. But before we talk about the journey of how it all began, how did you end up dancing in this dance competition? Because all of a sudden, we know you're hosting Tropang LOL. Then all of a sudden, nasa Paris, France na siya for Dancing with the Stars in a different language. How did it all end up?
Right now.
Yeah, and I'm still on the wall. Siguro, how would I say this?
It's been in the works since 2019, actually, but because of the pandemic, they were hesitant to accept international artists here for that competition because the whole world was practically on lockdown. So it just kept getting delayed and delayed. But it's something that that he auditioned for a while back. He already had an my Uber's there.
Yeah. Well, she ordered Uber Eats, so I'm guys. It was completely weird, the competition, because 2019 I was approached by France to audition for Dancing with the Stars, and then they told me Sorry, it's gonna be canceled because we won't have Dancing with the Stars this year, 2019.
Mhm.
So 2020 came. They they texted and they were like, "Would you mind auditioning this year?" When did I audition? February or March?
Was it?
Someone in the likes of towards summer, I
Mhm.
auditioned here. I went to Paris for like 5 days, and I auditioned, and then didn't hear back from them for what, a good month and a half.
Yeah, we thought that was not gonna push
Yeah, we.
through,
That's why
and
I
Mhm.
started to, Tropang Lol. I started
Mhm.
to host so many other shows
The
in the
wall.
Philippines. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Ball Philippines, Mass Singer,
Mhm.
LOL, and so many others. And then all of a sudden they were like, would you mind coming to France this week? Like it's Quiapo or Baclaran, diba?
it was so last minute.
Lapit eh,
So
no?
last minute. Yeah, so when I went here, I didn't even bring Colleen. I was here alone and I auditioned for
So it
it.
was just for a week.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
heard nothing back. And then a month after, he says, would you like to do Dancing with the Stars? And my boss here, I told her, I was like, should I do it or should I not? Because I don't think I'm fit enough. I don't think I'm strong
You
enough.
did not say you don't think you're fit enough,
Well, I did.
and
I don't
and
think
you
I'm cut
don't think
out
you're
for it.
strong enough.
Uh-huh.
You
Well,
thought you
Uh-huh.
were fit, strong.
You're like, I got it. I
Yeah.
got it. You know what I mean?
well, I honestly thought it was just gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be like ASAP, where I just rehearsed
I
like
Uh-huh.
a
was
few days before, and
I
I'm
was
like,
telling him,
yes.
I was like, you have to take this seriously. You're gonna train. You should
Uh-huh.
train here palang. You should start going to the gym. You should start dancing already here. And he was like, I do this the way I do it. I got it.
I'm Billy
Hey,
Crawford. You know,
Yeah.
I go,
hey,
I'm Billy
I got
Crawford,
He,
you
it.
he,
know?
he did
He,
get
he,
it.
I
he
got
It
did
Yeah.
it.
was
do
just
it.
very
It worked.
painful, but
It worked with all the pains and aches. It worked. It
What are
worked.
the
I knew it worked.
challenges? What were the
Oh my god.
challenges that you faced when you were there? When it was
what's
a
the
There
whole national TV voting wise, this is you
were
not being the host now, man. It's you being
yeah.
the contestant,
Hmm.
the other
right?
Yeah.
side.
True.
I think Kayla could
I was gonna
actually,
say
yeah, she
the
did PGT.
yeah, I
No,
did
I mean
Star
you did
Power.
Star
Star
Power.
Power.
Star Power, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really was nervous. um I was literally like shaking every time I'd go on, and at first I really didn't take it that seriously. I said, yeah, I'll just be performing anyways. I'll be performing cha-cha and salsa and all that stuff. And then I saw the other dancers and I saw the other competitors, and I'm like, wow,
Uh-huh.
they took this a little too serious now. So it was honestly, the challenges changed every prime. So the
Mhm.
first week
Mm.
challenge was to get 4 buzzes. If you get
Mhm.
4 buzzes, you go straight to the third week. I got to the third week, there was a new challenge. I got to the fourth week, there's a new
Every
challenge.
week,
The
yeah. There's
sixth or
pakulo.
the third or fourth challenge, it was Coleen dancing with me. Like it was a
Uh-huh.
secret dancer
Oh.
I knew,
Uh-huh.
but no one, like I had absolutely no idea. At first, yeah, I thought it was going to be some artist from here or someone that
He
I
really had
danced
no
with
idea.
or someone that was a friend of mine or a producer, or a manager or whatever that would dance with me. But because she would be asking me, you know who would be dancing with you? I'm like, no. And I would tell her, oh, man, I wish that person could dance though, because like it'll ruin my point system, because like
Uh-huh.
my goal was to actually be number one every single week.
Which he
Mhm.
only wasn't able to do for 1 week.
Yeah, the eighth week
Yeah.
Wow.
where I was pretty much dead, and
Uh-huh.
I had to learn 6 choreographies in 4 days,
Oh my
and
gosh.
that to me was the biggest challenge I've ever had to do. And I actually messed up during the show,
Uh-huh.
because like there was just system overload. I couldn't think anymore. I couldn't even talk to her properly anymore. It was just really bad. But I take it still. I settled
Uh-huh.
for second on that week. So first
Mm.
from the week all the way to the 10th week, just apart from 1 week, I was number two. Um, it just, I knew that it took a lot of work and will take a lot of work to actually succeed. So I just had to push as much as I can.
And
Mm-hmm.
you know, Billy and Colleen, with that story being shared, is it a credit to the training from way back with Jeremy in That's Entertainment? that sort of brought back the on the spot, ganito, ganito, ganito. Alam mo yun, yung production ng araw na para bang, oh, is it like this? Is it like that?
Well, it definitely helped that in the Philippines we like to do things last minute. We like to do.
So he was prepared for the challenges.
I was prepared to do the last minute challenges and the pwede na yan type of mentality. But I saw how hard they worked, and I saw how like my partner Fov was practically a perfectionist, so she wouldn't let anything slide. So if I did, excuse my French, if I did a job that was half-assed, I was called out. Like every time she'd be like, "You're not doing it correctly. Let's do it again." And, I was.
He needed that.
I was on the verge of crying, actually, to be honest with you.
You cried.
Yeah,
you weren't on the verge. You were way past the verge.
Yeah, I've cried.
You were there
after the 10th week. Yeah, during the 10 weeks, I think I cried about 7 or 8 weeks. Like,
oh man,
no lie, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And I mean, if God wasn't with me, and if my wife and my kid wasn't with me, and the rest of the family wasn't with me, I have no idea how I would have done it. Honestly, I would have failed long time ago.
I was gonna ask though, Billy. I mean, you were up against people that like you were saying, have 22 years of training, or was it 19 years of training? Basta a lot of years of training, but you still ended up being the winner. What did this teach you, and how is this gonna empower you going forward?
One thing taught me is that hard work pays off. Like if you work hard on your craft, regardless of what you do, if you're an actress, actor, singer, performer, even a manager, marketing director, whatever job you're in, if you really put your mind into it and you work as hard as people would expect or even exceed their expectations, the results will definitely be positive. If you kind of lack, or if you kind of become lazy at certain points, then
or complacent,
that's when the results will be complacent. It won't really you get what you give out. So that taught me professionalism. That taught me how to work. Even when I got home, I'm still at work. There was just, I had to get rid of the pwede na yan mentality. I had to get rid of the cheating competitions and cutting corners and all that stuff. You had to do it legit. And that's what taught me. Talagang trust God, have family with you, and work as hard as you can. Or work like you've never worked before. And the results will definitely be there, because God will definitely give you what you deserve if you work for it.
And the people around you who see working hard also, they reward that.
Yeah, they people are inspired, people are motivated, and so am I. So I'd have to go against people that have been training for 20 plus years, and I've done my job for the past 37 years. So I think I can try my hardest to be as good as them.
The solid base of self-actualization, you do have a solid support system with you. And on a daily basis, I mean, it's nice, it's great to hear the motivation and everything, but to go through it on a daily basis, how do you stay focused? What's the first thing you do in the morning? Do you run a good 10, 20 kilometers, then listen to some videos, or what do you do?
No running for this guy.
I'm 138 pounds right now, so like no more running.
No more cardio.
No more cardio for me. I lost so much weight in the process of 10 weeks.
He needs to lift weights.
I need to start lifting weights and start eating protein. But don't get us wrong. We're not perfect. We go through our ups and downs. We've been through some challenging moments as well since we've been here, and I really just thank God for keeping it all together, because if he really isn't the center of this relationship, then this relationship, this family would have been in different places, to be honest with you, because the pressure is real. The challenges were real, and even dealing with them the first day. Let me tell you, the first day we got to France, it was August 24th. We got to the condo, And as soon as we got out, Amari started playing in the middle of the hallway outside the corridor, and fell, busted his lip, bleeding,
blood
blood everywhere.
everywhere.
The first day from a 19-hour trip. We got there. He was super excited, busted his lip first thing. So, certain things you can't really calculate, certain things you can't really predict, and stuff like that happens. It kind of builds pressure to the parents, like, oh my, what are we going to do? We're in a different country. There's no doctors here. We don't know anybody here, blah, 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 blah. So, those certain things starts to play tricks on your head. But that's why I said, the foundation of God being there, just having faith in him through tough times, really, that's the only way. There's no way else.
Galing. I mean, to hear this story unfold here on radio with us, thank you guys for sharing the journey. But one thing, we've had you separately on the show. We've heard your love story separately, but for you guys together, we've always want to know. I know it started in Showtime, but what was it about each other that got you guys going out on a date? What was the first date? Sino yung unang dumiskarte sa kanino nung times na nagliligawan kayo?
Why are you looking at me? Well, let me just put it this way. I'll let her get into the details. It took me 11 months for her to even say,
I love you too.
I love you too. So
he was saying I love you for 11 months.
No, not 11 months, for the later part of the 11 months. But still, I was 11 months.
11 months is when I said I love you.
Yeah, but the 11th month I was saying, that's when she said I love you back. But yeah,
you were the first one to text.
Yeah, I was the first one to text. We weren't really.
He was still Kuya Billy. And then I was my cousin Ria then, and I was like, guys, you know what's really weird? Kuya Billy just started texting me. It's so weird. So it was so weird to us, right? Because he was like a Kuya figure, and then he just started texting me. I was like, oh, it feels so weird.
I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah.
How do you break the Kuya figure, Billy Crawford?
It wasn't an instant thing.
It wasn't an instant thing. I had to prove myself that
not just the Kuya.
That I could be 10 years younger than right now. You know what I mean? So I had to. I used to drink alcohol at that time. I used to smoke cigarettes at that time. Like, I was a completely different person. Yeah. So whenever we'd go out, I'd play not the Kuya Billy, but the cool Billy, and drink and smoke and pay for everything and blah, 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 blah.
See Mr. Bright Lights got you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Mr. Bright Light, until
we never actually talked about their first date. So with us, it's like because we're public figures, right? And then there was a lot of talk then as well. But for me, personality ko kasi, whenever like I'm getting to know somebody or that person wants to get to know me or anything like that, I don't like go for dates. Like I don't like go out with just the two of us and all of that. It's more of like, hey, come hang out with me and my friends. It's like that.
Grupo.
That's why we were seen a lot in public and everything. Never just the two of us though, but it was always with my friends and everything. Sometimes we would just be chilling at home as well. Sometimes with other people. And it was mostly like that. That's how I get to know people. I'd rather get to know them around my friends and around my family. So with him, he was always around my really young friends and we were usually out, and it was usually drinking because at that time it was my age. That's what I was into. I was always out. You're always in clubs and everything.
So I had a straight up DOM moment in my
You're the guy who buys the bottle, right? You're the pabote boy, man. You're that guy. You're that guy with the bottle.
Like, yeah, what do you guys want? Vodka? I got it.
Hey, to be fair, like he was like 31. I'm not even 31 yet. Like he was 31 then, and I was like 21. Yeah.
See?
It's 21. I'm legal age.
So I was most likely the designated chaperone for everyone.
Yeah, so he was like, all my friends were around my age as well. And then the date, nobody really believes us when we say it, but the first time we were out together on a date was in New York.
Yeah.
It was in New York.
And we took
that's
separate
because
flights.
we took separate flights to go there and everything. And then we met up there and we had a date there. And then it's still someone still managed to catch it and post it online and everything. But during that time, because we never actually went on a date in Manila because, you know,
She's missed.
Scared. Yeah, we were scared. So we never actually went out to a restaurant and went on a date. So the first time that we did that was in New York.
It was so funny because it was actually the Brooklyn Nets game against the Raptors, I think. But anyways, it was a preseason game, and I was like, you know what? No one's gonna really pay attention. There's like 15,000 people there in the arena, and let's just watch the game. Let's have a date. Blah 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 blah. So we got to the date. I got really really dope seats. It's like three what do you call that? 3 seats away from the
court.
Yeah,
okay, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
We're super like on the pist. We were like good. And then I turned around. There was a Filipino guy right next to us with the camera. Saying, hi, Billy. Hi, Coleen.
Hello, Billy Crawford. Oy, si Billy Joe. Billy Joe. Yung ganun pag Filipino, Billy Joe.
So that was it. That pretty much started the hype. That pretty much started like, I think they're dating.
They're in New York together.
They're in New York together.
Yeah,
so.
obviously they didn't know that we took like separate flights and everything.
Yeah.
And then when you guys were broadcasted and that you guys were dating, when was it time to go public? And what were the challenges when you guys went public with your relationship?
So this is the thing, because everyone would ask me before, like, are you and Billy dating? Are you and Billy together? And everyone would say no because we weren't. Because you know that awkward stage when like someone's talking to you and like, I mean, you yourself don't put a label on that, and then people kind of pressure you to put a label on it, and you're like, no, we're not dating. It's not like I'm gonna go like, oh, he's just kind of texting me, getting to the. I mean, it's not something you would spill, right? So it was weird. It's weird having to go through that on such a public way. So we were like really pressured to put a label on the relationship, and I think that's why it took so long to put a label on the relationship. Like,
and it also took 11 months.
It took 11 months just for me to say because I wanted to be sure. Like, I wanted to be really, really sure that I did. So yeah, like we counted as when I said I love you too. That was when we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
It just that way, because before that it was like, there was still this big gap between us. We were like,
not the age.
Yeah, we were going out, like we were dating for that good 11 months before saying I love you too. So like that, I would consider that dating
as a group.
Group dates.
Medyo malaki yung bill, no, Billy, medyo malaki yung bill kasi yung bote mo kailangan pampamilya. Diba?
Pang 10 tao yung bote. Hindi lang para sa amin talaga. It's not like I'm buying a bottle of wine.
At least it's not bottles anymore.
I'm not buying bottles anymore
because
I'm done with alcohol. It's finished.
I was gonna also.
It took a while.
I was gonna ask also, Colleen, like, what was it about Billy that drew you to him, and really, like, you were able to distinguish na it's not Kuya Billy, it's Billy.
It's the dance moves.
It was all the bottles. Just kidding.
Absolutely not. It's probably all the bottles I bought for them.
Well, definitely kaya niyo makipagsabay with my friends and everything with me. That was a big factor to me. You mesh well with me and my world, my friends, my family, everything. That's just a big factor. That's why I guess it's always the first step for me. There wasn't like one moment where it just went from Kuya to
It's like it was that one night. Time to not be Kuya.
It's a progressive thing. It's not. It doesn't happen overnight.
It's funny because like we talk about this, and out of everybody on Showtime, he's the one I actually disliked the most. Like, I gave everyone a Christmas gift at one point except for him.
See,
that's because he was. I didn't give it. I had a gift prepared, but I didn't give it to you because he would never go to work.
because I was always drunk.
He would never go to work. Like he was like definitely every Monday he wasn't there, and then it's like every other day. It's just like he was a seasonal character. He was not always, and it's something we all knew.
I had Monday sickness,
but then when we started dating, he was present every day.
Yeah,
he was present every.
I mean, with that, yeah, go ahead.
Then so I don't distinctly remember like how it went from I don't really like you to, but we were both going through some really heavy stuff at the same time. Like both with our respective relationships, we were both going through a lot of rocky stuff, and then we were giving each other advice. And then like because we were both going through breakups, and then it's both very public as well. Except na una ako na mine was like I was already enjoying my single life. I was going to like lay Boracay and stuff like that. So I was already in that phase, and he was still in that like really rocky, like trying to get over this, trying to get through this phase. So we were giving each other advice, and then I guess it's those talks that started just like in showtime, like just during the commercial breaks, just like a few minutes, right? Just from that to talking, and then it became carrying over to texting, and then the deeper conversations. So, and that's when we realized that we really connected. We had the same values, we had the same beliefs, same perspectives, I guess, in some ways. And we were, I guess we were just the same in so many ways, and yet so different at the same time. So we were able to connect like that.
For those who are tuning in, we have Billy, we have Coleen. They are joining us from Paris. We are talking about just pretty much how they came about as the Crawfords. And we're getting to know this story firsthand for those that are tuning in. Now, when did you know, Billy, that she was the one that you were going to pop the ring to? And also, Coleen, when did you know that you were going to say yes when he asked that question?
Well,
Where was it?
For me, I knew like I've had the ring actually hidden with her cousin Ria for the longest time.
For like 15 months.
For like
oh my gosh,
months before we were
before
I asked her hand, because I knew for a fact that I wanted to be with just her for the rest of my life. But she was young. I didn't know if she was ready. I didn't know if I should talk to anyone else. So actually, before anything, I talked to her father. I talked to her cousin Ria. I talked to pretty much the circle of family that we've had there in the Philippines, and they were just wondering that if she actually says yes, there's a lot of things that's about to change. So they were skeptical at first. They were telling me like, give it some time. Let's see what happens. So that's why it took so long for me to actually ask. And I would ask her for tips, like, like, when do you think you would want to get settled? And what's the age that you would want to get, the usual fishing tactics here and there.
Magta-22 ka na. Baka ganun.
She was like really bland with it. She never really gave me a proper answer anytime. So it's just like, you know what? Let's just see what happens. Try again.
And then the ring came out. Then they got married.
The ring came out. I invited all her friends, my friends, family. And then I asked if it was possible to just watch a video. And we had dinner, like a Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner. That's what it was.
Yeah, because we were leaving for Christmas.
Spain.
We were leaving for Spain that Christmas. So there were a lot of people we were going to see and everything. So we wanted to have like a Christmas dinner.
And then that Christmas dinner, that's where I did it.
And the rest is pretty much history. Now, one thing that we've seen with the family as well, with you, especially Billy, is the shift of changing lifestyles, perspective, everything. When did that come about?
I wouldn't know.
It wasn't like one day that it happened. It's like a lot of events that led to it, I guess. Like, for example, he quit smoking, and then he quit, and years after he quit alcohol. And then it's just all the mistakes we made along the way as well, and the many times we've fallen, we've because we were both in a, especially him, we were both in a really dark place when we met each other. Well, not when we met each other, when we started dating, when we started talking and everything. Like, he was an alcoholic, I was just all over the place, was so lost and everything. And then like my mind was all over the place, and for him, like, we were both really toxic, I guess, you know. So and that's why I don't believe also when people say that you have to be so complete before you meet the person you're meant to be with and everything, before you settle down. You have to fix yourself first, because, you know, sometimes you meet people who inspire you and who lead you and who walk that same journey with you, right? So for us, it was like that, you know. We had a lot of healing to do, and we could have done it alone, but it helped even more that we were there for each other. Yeah. And that we guided each other through that. So now it's just like continuous growth, you know. It's until now we're still not where we want to be. We're still not where we could be, you know. There's still so much growth that could take place, and we're taking it day by day. And I feel like, you know, if this is us now and that was us then, it's just exciting to see where we will go from here. And my baby's crying, so I'm just gonna check.
Sorry. He won't stop crying. He's
See the mama
super-
instinct, right?
Yeah,
The mama instinct, quick.
Yeah.
He's just super duper attached to us. Like,
Oh.
it's crazy.
Is it
It's-
tough being a parent, Billy? What are the
Dude.
challenges?
To be honest with you, it's very difficult being a parent, but, you know, we're really blessed to even have help. We have her brother take care of us, take care of the baby when, you know, we do stuff like this, or it's really challenging because he won't stop right now. Yeah, so mommy is the breastfeeder, so it's the comfort of our baby. But yeah, speaking of the challenges and everything forming into our relationship, it really was a getting to know each other period as well, and getting to know how to actually tackle the challenges that were in front of us. Because you know how it is, to be honest with you, in the Philippines, we are probably the nicest people in the world, but we are probably one of the most judgmental people in the world as well. So like, funny enough, you know, I just did 10 weeks of rehearsals, practice, and shows for 10 weeks. And the only thing that I get from the Filipino audience were, "Oh my God, you lost so much weight. You look like a drug addict. Oh my God, Billy, you look like a cokehead. Oh, you look like a crackhead," and this and that. Like, you really don't understand how hard it is to actually achieve something like that. So it's kind of like the same thing for our marriage and same thing for our relationship. There was ups and downs where, you know, people really didn't see what was happening behind the cameras. So it's hard to explain, and I don't think we owe anyone an explanation for how to be. But I really thank God for Colleen's maturity as well, because we're 10 years apart. So for her to understand who I was, where was I going, and even for her, she's so young, she has so many dreams, she has so many goals to tackle, and now she has weight because she has me with her. You know what I mean? So it's very challenging. It's really challenging. But don't get me wrong, like, having a child is probably the biggest blessing anybody can have. But don't ever think that being in a relationship or loving someone or being loved will change your life and it will make everything better. No, it's not true. Marrying someone is not going to make your life better. Having a kid with someone because you're going through stuff is not going to make it better. It's just going to add permanently. So I think you really have to plan it out. You have to really pray about it. You have to really let time take its place and don't rush anything. So there was moments that we rushed into things and we were like, dang, we should have done this differently, or we should have done this. But there's no regrets. But there's always that lessons that could have been learned earlier to veer away from all the stuff that we had to go through, or the challenges we had to go through. So, it's always like that. It's always like that.
Galing. Thank you for sharing this.
Like
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. You
No
know.
problem.
Thank
It's
you.
just it's life.
And
It's life.
speaking of lessons, what would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned through love?
Through love teaches you how to also be patient. Because no matter what it is, it's an expression, it's a feeling. Love can be angry, love can be soft, love can be hard. So it's actually just understanding and being patient, knowing where to be, knowing what to say, because love is an emotion. So when your emotions is on fire, your love is passionate or whatnot, certain things that you might say might offend someone, or certain things might not come across like you're listening to them as much, because it's all about your feelings, it's all about your love. So love is something for you to take your time and be patient with and understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm here, so I can
she's
still
here,
talk.
but she's breastfeeding, so she's behind it, so she can still talk, and I'm sure she has a lot of things to say about love and about relationships. Would you like to add anything?
For me, what I learned is that because obviously the one thing I knew about love before having a child is different now that we actually have a baby, and the perspective on love has just totally changed. So I believe now that love is an overflow, that it has to come from somewhere. And if you don't love yourself, if you don't have love to give, it's hard to give it to others if you don't have it for yourself, and if you don't have it within yourself.
Yeah.
So it's something that
Love yourself.
that starts from you, and consciously, subconsciously. It's not something that you're conscious that I love myself and therefore I love others.
Yeah, don't be too conceited.
But it's like it has to come from somewhere. So it has to come from inside of you. So for you to have that, you have to first learn how to love yourself. Because if not, honestly, like there won't be anything left.
Yeah, there's nothing left in the
And
tank.
although love is sacrificial, although it's selfless, at the end of the day, like
It's unconditional.
yeah, but you still need to have it for yourself.
Yeah. Prioritize
You won't know how to love if you don't love yourself.
Yeah, you have to prioritize yourself through love, because if you don't love yourself, you will never be able to love anyone else. So
you guys should have a show
Yeah,
that talks.
I know.
It's a couple things.
True.
With Billy and
yeah,
Coleen.
let's name it that way, and I'm gonna give you 5%. It's
Yeah.
a couple.
Hey.
Couple things, right. Well, thank you guys for
Thank
for
you.
dropping by. I know you guys are having a busy schedule there. Nursing and all that.
Yes.
But there's a movie. Okay, so with
Yes.
Coleen making a comeback, of course, Kaluskos. How did you hear? I mean, I know she was part of a Darna gang as well. Billy, how did you react when Coleen said, "I'm gonna make a comeback"?
It was kind of crazy, because at that time it was still during quarantine. It was still during, not lockdown, but it was still like really, really consolidated into a really small group. But when she said, I'm gonna do this movie, there's nothing else for me to say than let's go, do it. And if she needs help, I was there with her how many days? The 7 days?
5 days.
The 5 days.
of
5
working.
days of
7 days of
7 days of being in Bacolod. She did 5 days of filming from 6 in the morning all the way to like 2-3 o'clock in the morning the next day. Mind you, she was still breastfeeding in between. She was still taking care of the baby in between while I was there, and it was a challenge for her, to be honest with you. And I respect her so much, being able to actually do both, being a professional artist and being a mom full time. And it kind of, she's a super mom, and there's no one else that can tell me differently that she didn't put any work into this. Obviously, like in everything that she does, she's a perfectionist as well. So in anything she does, she always wants it to be the best, and she always wants it to be, to exceed expectations somehow. But having a film to be done in 5 days is a bit of a challenge for everyone. So she worked so hard on herself, on her craft, and on this role. And hopefully that everybody will be able to catch it. It was actually supposed to be an independent film. It was for Cinemalaya.
So it's been screened
So
already.
it's screened already. It's been out already. But Viva thought that it would be good to come out with it now. Weird enough, it's horror. Weird enough, it's Christmas time. So I think it'll work somehow.
Hey, there are people who are always down to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Especially, I mean, with Chris Aquino taking a break right now, they need a horror princess, a horror queen. You know what I mean? And it's Colleen, right? Colleen, Kim Chu. I don't know if she's still making the horror stuff, but Colleen, that space of horror queen is black at this very moment. Right?
It is.
So
I'm glad. To be honest with you, bro, I hate horror films. Like I hate horror, and it was hard for me to watch, her film and any other horror films. To be honest, I hate it. Like it stays on my mind. I don't like having evil thoughts in my head. But it's that good.
All right. So when is it showing once again on Viva Max, or is it going to be on cinema? Go ahead, tell everybody, Coleen and Billy.
It's going to be out in cinemas nationwide starting November 30.
All right, November 30.
30.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So in a couple of days, we're gonna end the interview with the promo of the movie, so everybody will get a chance to watch the trailer as you do end the show. But thank you guys, Kayla. You got some more to ask Billy?
I don't think I do, but I just, just kudos to the both of you guys. You guys really, this is like goals talaga. So
couple goals.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Pero the Crawfords, talong ko lang, eto pagiging chismoso ko, magkano yung premyo? Magkano yung nauwi nyo pag ganyan?
There is no cash prize, sadly.
Sadly enough, there's no cash prize. I was hired as a worker, so I'd get paid on a weekly basis. But apart from that, there's just bragging rights and a nice big heavy trophy that says
that we had to pay overweight for.
That we had to pay like 150 euros for because it was overweight. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, already there in the Philippines, her mom and stepfather took it back. So you know what? More than anything, I really just want to take the time to thank her family, actually, her mom.
Yeah. They were here with us.
The grandparents of Amari. They were here for a good almost 3 months, 90 days.
Wow.
Yeah, so
they just left early.
They just left a few days ago, and the brother's still here. He's still trying to help us out in the process. It's very difficult, if we're in the industry that moves a lot. But honestly, we're just so blessed. Like, look, I'm coming home in a few days with my family with the trophy and Colleen's movie.
The trophy is there before you.
But Colleen's movie will be out by the time we get back. So it's like, it's blessings upon blessings, and I cannot be thankful. More thankful than I am.
And the holiday season, of course, is already here since September, but Christmas is just around the corner. The Crawfords, what's your message to all the monsters who is going to be celebrating a monster Christmas?
Well, have a monstrous Christmas. Just remember that Christmas is the day that Jesus was born. So please, please, please pray and feel the love. Be with family. Be with people that really, really matters in your life, because life's too short nowadays. We have no idea what's
especially
happening.
with what happened during the pandemic and everything, and with the world slowly opening up and with restrictions loosening up as well, and we start to see more and more people. Now there are going to be more Christmas parties that we are attending, so it's different from last year at least. So enjoy, but be safe. Be careful
and feel the love. Feel the love and
remember not to take things for granted.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
I'm
much.
sorry you guys ended up with the solo me here because
Yeah, all good, all good. But thank you in behalf of the Monster here at Monster RX93.1. Billy, Coleen, hi Amari. Thank you guys,
Yes.
the Crawfords, and you guys have a safe travel.
You gonna say hi?
say hi to
Say-
Billy.
Did he pop in? No, not yet. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
thank you
he's
guys.
still
Thank you,
feeding,
guys.
he's still eating.
All right, you take
Okay.
care. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, take
Safe
care.
travels.
Ladies and
Bye,
gentlemen, the
guys.
Crawfords.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. See you soon.
God bless always.
Congratulations.
All right,
Bye.
peace
He's
out.
saying bye-bye. Amari says bye-bye.
Bye.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Crawfords. Once again, I did promise you guys to watch the trailer as we end you with this Monster exclusive interview. Of course, they came from Paris, and the movie is called Kaluskos. It's going to be out this this Friday for
Wednesday.
for
Yeah.
Viva Max. So then, my name is Rico Robles.
I'm Kayla Rivera.
Take a look at this film.
May isang batang puppet. Gusto ng batang puppet lumaya. Pwede kaya siya gumalaw kahit wala yung tali?
Maya!
Taas, baba, kaliwa, kanan. Isa-isa na natanggal yung mga tali. Nagpatunayan niya kaya niya lumaya. Sinimulan niya ang pagsasayaw.
O sino ay magbabantay sa bata? Kailangan pa rin ng bata ng tatay.
Ba't di na lang kayo gumawa ng bago ng kabit mo?
Gusto ko sumama kay Daddy. I hate you! I hate you!
Maya? Anak.
May monster sa kama ko.
Monster exclusive interview. Monster exclusive interview. Only from Manila's hottest. Monster RX9.